Your wedding day is often described as the happiest day in your life. For most people, it's definitely the most expensive day in your life, unless your hobby is building a rocket to compete with Jeff and Elon. But many people dread the speeches. First of all, there's the father of the bride. He'll stand up, barely covering up the contempt he has for his new son-in-law, wishing that his daughter could have found anyone different, and subtly hinting at how much this day has cost him, how much he's had to fork out for all these people he'll never see again. Then the groom gives his speech, and his job is to say how beautiful his wife is and thank people. And he will forget the people he's meant to thank and won't realise this until he sits back down and wonders, why am I surrounded by bouquets of flowers and bottles of single malt scotch? But the one that everyone both loves and dreads is the best man speech, because this is when Kevin, a tyre and exhaust fitter from Dagenham, has decided he's now a professional stand-up comedian. All his material is about the groom, and he thinks it's hilarious for everyone to hear the venereal diseases the groom has had through the years and which ex-girlfriends he caught them from, all the time they got blind drunk and experimented with homosexuality. But traditionally, in the UK, women do not give speeches at weddings, and that feels a bit outdated. Maybe it's because, for the groom at least, it's the last day in his life where he'll get a word in edgeways. Also, I've never been to a lesbian wedding. They must be eerily silent. But today, we're going to look at a video of a British couple where the bride is giving the speech. The bride is also incredibly woke. Strap yourselves in.
Should be able to have a day like today, and I don't mean with all this sort of thing. I mean a day surrounded by loved ones who wholeheartedly support us and our relationship with no judgment. We are in a relationship that is simultaneously celebrated by random strangers who find out we're engaged, but also is so mainstream that no one bats an eyelid if we were to walk down the street hand in hand. We are not ostracised by society for simply being who we are and loving who we love. Everyone should get to feel how that feels.
Okay, so not too bad of a start, but fuck me sideways. She's virtue signalling already. The only reference to her new husband is that they can walk along the street together because the subtext is we live in an oppressive, heteronormative society. And that she dismisses the wedding day as all this. That day that will have cost thousands of pounds, months in planning, the guests, some of which will have travelled for miles and have been inconvenienced, all this. What is her new husband thinking right now? And where can a woke bride go? What's she going to talk about? Trans rights and fucking Palestine?
Transgender people are being punished for simply being who they are, and we must speak up. We are losing hard-fought ground, and we simply cannot yield to hatred. Trans men are men, trans women are women, trans rights are fucking human rights.
Yes, I wasn't joking, and granted, it's an original speech. Trans men are men and trans women are women. I think it's really endearing to hear a newly married bride, just a few hours into being a wedded woman, use the word fuck. And all the guests are clapping like seals, basking in the glory of a crippling narcissist.
Alongside their demonisation of trans people, our government and media is currently also complicit in a genocide. And I know some of you may think a wedding is not the time to think of this, but it frankly would not sit right with me to not take this opportunity when I have a platform to speak on this issue. The ethnic cleansing of the Palestinian people is a horror that cannot be ignored. We cannot succumb to hatred. We have to email our MPs, we have to speak up, or we will be lost, all of us.
Remember, this is meant to be the happiest day of her life. So not only the demonisation of trans people, and that demonisation comes about because a tiny minority within the trans community are either cross-dressing perverts invading women's spaces because it gets them off intimidating women, or male athletes who can't win against other men so they pretend that they're women. Let's also talk about genocide. The look on her husband's face. That man, I imagine, is sat there thinking there are 4 billion women on the face of the earth, and I've married this one. The wedding, yes, I went. Oh, my favourite part was when the bride instructed us to contact our MPs about that genocide that didn't happen. I mean, usually I enjoy it when everyone's pissed up and doing the Congo or dancing to Agadoo. It's not often you get to go to a reception where the main talking point is about an area of the Middle East run by terrorists who are calling for the eradication of the Jewish state.
All this love has to be good for something beyond our immediate surroundings. And then I was going to do a mic drop, and then I asked George, and George said the mics cost £5,000, so I'm not going to do that. So yeah, in short, I love Matthew, free Palestine, and trans rights are human rights. Enjoy your main.
All this love has to be good for something beyond our immediate surroundings. Fair comment, but she's not even talking about the same fucking continent. And she wanted to do a mic drop. Yes, because just for a moment I thought I was watching Chris Rock. George, whoever is charging you £5,000 for that radio mic, mate, they are taking the piss. Her husband got one mention before free Palestine and trans rights are human rights. I bet Matthew was balls deep in one of the bridesmaids before they'd had the first dance. Actually, no. Any man who's married something like that will be such a cuck. I bet he spent his wedding night in an expensive hotel room in that weird chair that every hotel room has that faces the bed, the cuck stool, watching his new bride getting railed by every male guest at that wedding, including his dad and his brother. I've said it many times, the things about the woke anti-everything brigade is it's their entire personality, and we saw it there, on her fucking wedding day. I bet she was gutted she had to wear a bridal gown. I guess she would have been happier wearing a keffiyeh and a trans pride flag. Anyway, that's the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, please do like and subscribe if you haven't already. If you could leave a like, a comment or share the video, that really helps with the algorithm. If you would like to support me in making these videos, there are links to buy me a coffee and to my Patreon. And as ever, thanks for watching. Okay, so not a bad start. But bugger me backwards did she come in with her virtue signalling, implying that because she's in a heterosexual relationship, although I'm guessing in that relationship she wears the strap on, that she and her now husband can walk along the street without fear or fuck. I actually went to one wedding as a single man, where I was put on the kids' table at the reception. So I was left, fuck it. I actually went to one wedding where I was put on the kids' table at the reception as the only adult. So I was left thinking, am I here as a responsible caregiver because of my background with a bit of youth work? Or are you calling me mentally backward or a nonce? Yes, I did go to the wedding. The bit I enjoyed... Fuck bollocks. Yes, I did go to the wedding. I think it was really original for the bride to shout death to the IDF and then petrol bomb a synagogue. Fuck it.